Shalom. First and foremost, above all things, I want to give all praises and honor and glory that's definitely due to Yahweh by Hashem, Yahweh Shai by Hashem, Rakah Kradash. I like to give a special double honors to our elders and apostles on down at Great Millstone, and peace and salutations to the elect. May the blessing of election be upon your household, on you sincere brothers and you few sisters out there that listen and take heed to the message of Yahweh by Hashem, Yahweh Shai, spoken by his servants, the prophets. And I wanted to go, the topic of discussion would be the vintage has failed. And the vintage is starting to fail for you women. You know, the big topic last month was, government subsidies, because of the government shutdown, government subsidies were not going to be received this month, which is November, but the government is back in, and so I guess the people have received their subsidies. So that was a big talk back in, and it's a big scare, and so now the talk is about Project 2025, where these there's certain degrees that women have been pursuing for a long time, like for instance being a nurse practitioner. These degrees are no longer going to be acceptable, and so that's an example of the vintage starting to fail for you women, because for a long time you women have been at ease, and so without further ado, I'm gonna go into it. Isaiah chapter 32. Verse 9. I'll start in verse 9. Rise up, ye women that are at ease. Hear my voice, ye careless daughters. Give ear unto my speech. Verse 10. Many days and years shall ye be troubled, ye careless women, for the vintage shall fail, the gathering shall not come. And so reading verse 9, summarize verse 9, these women have been at ease. So this is the Lord speaking to you. Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai, he's speaking to you. You have been at ease. Esau has made it so comfortable for you. A lot of you women have jobs where you're doing so, you get paid so much money and you do less, and a lot of it is because of your looks. Let's just keep it real. It's not so much as your talents, but being that you've been at ease, you have become careless, But see, the Lord say, give ear to my speech. You women gonna be troubled, for the vintage shall fail and the gathering shall not come. So a lot of those things that have been going on, being able to get things without a little or nothing, getting these government subsidies, what else? Getting these degrees, and throwing it up in Jake's face. Oh, I got this degree, I got that degree, and all that kind of mess, right? Well, see, all that's finna start to change up, because Esau is turning his back on you, and it's all through the spirit of Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai, because this is Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai controlling everything, So this is the Lord telling you, tremble ye women that are at ease, be troubled, ye careless ones, strip you and make you bare, and gird sackcloth upon your loins. Yeah, so the Lord is, gonna make it so bad for you that you're gonna be stripped of all the things that you've been used to having, going to go get you a pedicure, going to get you a manicure and all that kind of stuff. All those things are going to be taken away from you. All that once this Babylon just completely shuts down, the government, um, police, um, the hospitals, you know, being able to go through the drive-through 3 and 4 times a day, talking about you want your food hot and I want it prepared a certain way. All that's gonna go out the door, man. You know, all that's going to go out the door. That's part of you living at ease. Not having to cook, which you women these days, a lot of y'all probably don't know how to cook because you've been so indoctrinated with the philosophies of Esau that you don't even know how to be a woman. And that's what's part of being a woman: cooking, cleaning, being a servant unto your husband, raising the kids. That's what it's about, man. See, there's value in being a woman, just like there's value in being a man, but there's value in being a woman when you're in your right place. When you're in your right mind, I might say, but you women, you ain't in your right mind. So the Lord's got to strip you and make you bare to get your mind right, man. That's just how messed up, things have. Esau has made things, but it's all Esau's fault that he put you in that mindset, you know. Isaiah chapter 32:2, because this is what a man of Yahweh Shem Yahushai, this is an elect man, this is how he's going to be when that time comes, that time like no other, talking about the shit hit the fan, Jacob's trouble, a time like no other. Isaiah 32:2, and a man shall be in hiding place from the wind, and a covert from the tempest, and the rivers of water in a dry place, and a shadow of a great rock in a weary land. Yeah, so the Lord is going to set his men up to be like a hiding place from the wind, a covert from the tempest, rivers of water in a dry place. You see a river, you see rivers of water in a dry place. That's what a man of Yahweh Shem Yahushua is going to represent, a shadow of a great rock in a weary land. A man of Yahweh Shem Yahushua is going to stand out like that. But see, a lot of you women, you're foolish. Just like this woman was talking about, she wasn't going to cook nothing, cook it, gave the pancake mix and the bacon to her husband and told him to cook it your damn self. That mindset, that's a foolish mindset, man. She should have been willing to cook for her husband, Proverbs chapter 9 and verse 13, a foolish woman is clamorous. She is simple and knoweth nothing. And see, a lot of these women are very foolish. They're loud and simple and know of nothing. See, all they know is the indoctrination of this devil Esau Edom. So again, this is going to be your shame, because you have believed in this system, And it shows you that a woman has to be guided, man. She has to be guided by a man of Yahweh Shem Yahushai. And see, these women, they're not guided by a man of Yahweh Shem Yahushai. They're guided by this government. This government is set up by Esau Edom. And this is another reason why this place is going to be, these women's shame, man. In particular, Eve. It's going to be your shame because you believe in this government wholeheartedly. I saw a woman on YouTube the other day crying because she lost her job, and she worked for the government. But so that shows you how much she put her stock in this government, and we know that sooner or later, once this MOTB kicks in, that we're not going to have a job. So our trust is going to be in Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai. And you women, you're going to go anywhere as the scriptures say, um, the sheep go wherever the oh man, I'll just put it like this. We're going to trust in Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai, right? That's it. See, these women, they're gonna go and take that MOTB, man, because they believe and trust in this system. And see, that's another reason again that Egypt would be your shame. See, Egypt is also referred to as America or Babylon, which means heavy bondage. And that's what we are. We're in heavy bondage. We're debt slaves to this society, man, until Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai cuts this thing off, So these women are foolish, trusted in this system, man. Job chapter 39, verse 17. Because Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai have deprived her of wisdom, neither have he imparted to her understanding. Yeah. So these women, they don't have no wisdom. They haven't been imparted with no understanding. So being that they don't have wisdom, they don't have understanding, like a man of Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai, they need to be guided, But see, a lot of these women have walked with great pride, just like Esau, Edom, walks with great pride. These women have done the same thing. Eve has done the same thing, And so now the Lord is taking all those things away that have put pride up on your mindset, He's going to take all that away. But meanwhile, this is what he's going to do to the men that serve him. Isaiah chapter 13, verse 12. I will make a man more precious than fine gold, even a man than the golden wedge of Ophir. Yeah. And in the spirit, man, that's what Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai is doing for his men right now, even as we speak. Now, that light is going to be shining so bright that these women are going to see it. They're going to understand that, yeah, that's a man of Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai, man. They're going to see it. But right now, they kind of see it, but it's gonna. The more the Lord increases His men, as more and more we go into this system, the more increasingly worse it gets. The more and brighter Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai is going to elevate His men. That they're going to see that light, man, and they're starting to see it right now. We were talking about that in camp last night, man. But it's going to get even more. It's going to get increasingly more brighter. That they can't help but to see it, and they're going to gravitate to that man, Isaiah, because see, once things starts, everything shuts down. See how this is how things are right now. See, I was just watching this other TV show. You got this Jake on there. He hosting the show, and I don't know. He could be a terror. Who knows? The way he act, he could be, because he's very suspect acting. But on the show, it's just Jake with his wife, and he got a baby with his wife. They've been together 4 years, and so after she had the baby, he said he had noticed her becoming increasingly mean towards him, and so he was like, he started kind of pursuing other women, which there's nothing wrong with that, but come to find out, they said, well, oh, you was on Tinder, which she wasn't. They went through each other's phones, and he, the host of the show said, well, we went through your phone and we found out that you wasn't doing anything. You stayed faithful, even though she said something very wicked, like, you hurt me, so now I'm finna hurt you, because she suspected him to be with another woman, which if he want to go and deal with another woman, there's nothing wrong with that, As long as that man, as long as that woman ain't dealing with another man, nothing wrong with that. But she found out that he was on Tinder. Then she had a friend that said that she had a friend that she had accused, and she thought that they were having something going on too. Her and her husband she thought her husband was messing around with her best friend. She denied it. She said it didn't happen, which come to find out, I guess they didn't do nothing, but which that'd have been wicked because she was dealing with a guy already, which she said it was her ex, but whatever. But anyway, in that time, when things get increasingly worse out here, all that these women wanting a man to be just with one, just to be with them and only them, that's going out the door. You can hang that up. The Lord is going to bring things back the way they were when women were being when men were dealing with multiple women. Look at King Solomon, the most wisest man that on the planet, on the earth, outside of Yahweh Shai, at which King Solomon was Yahweh Shai, but he had 700 wives, 300 concubines, and Yahweh, Yahweh was dealing with him. The Heavenly Father was dealing with him. So he wasn't doing nothing wrong. Look at King David, a man after Yahweh's heart, the Lord's heart, He also dealt with multiple women, So, it was, these men were men of Yahweh, that Yahweh was dealing with. So, how can that be wicked for a man to be with another woman? And see, that time you're going to get all that's going out the door, man. You're going to have women bringing their own friends to a man of the Lord, because that's just how bad it's going to be out here. Isaiah chapter 4 and verse 1. And in that day, 7 women shall take hold of one man, saying, we will eat our own bread, wear our own apparel. Only let us be called by thy name to take away our reproach. Yeah. So, 7 women just means a number. You could have, it could be 7 or 700 or 7,000. Who knows? I'm just throwing something out there. But what I'm saying is, the point I'm saying is, a man's going to have as many women as he wants. And it's all going to be through the spirit, because, a man of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai is going to know what woman to deal with and what not to, because a lot of these women still ain't going to be right in that time. They just marked for destruction, But there are going to be women that that are going to be, there's going to be multiple women dealing with one man. They ain't going to have no problem with it. And some of them are already opening their mind up for that, because it's they're opening their mind up for it, because they see it, Let me go to it. Micah chapter 7. But see, you got a lot of you women that are in that mindset of Esau, Edom. You're going to be trodden down. Here's the proof. Micah 7 and 10. Then she that is my enemy shall see it, and shame shall cover her, which said unto me, where is the Lord thy God, Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai? My eyes shall behold her. Now shall she be trodden down as the mire of the streets. So right now, a lot of these women, not all of them, but a lot of these women, these Israelite women, there are enemies, And so, we're going to be dealing with women that are not even of the tribe of Israel, you know, because like I say, we don't necessarily need an Israelite woman to bring back the kingdom. We can use women from the other nations, man. You know, don't have to necessarily be an Israelite woman, but if she comes under repentance, you know, and she wants to humble herself down, because things are going to get so bad out here that a lot of these women are going to understand that, hey, I got to humble myself down to be accepted, you know, and you got to come right, because you with that bullshit, you're going to be rejected, you know. So Lord willing, I hope and pray that this was a very edifying lesson. Once again, I want to give all praises and honor and glory that's definitely due to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, B'Kah Kodash. Until the next time, Lord willing, I'll say Shalom.